Welcome, esteemed guests. We are back to do a virtual tasting. And when I say we, I mean Becca and I.
Oh, it's Chris.
Chris is a cellar rat now.
He is.
Yeah,
He will be soon.
We'll see. He's down there cleaning vats, cleaning tools, cleaning machines, getting ready to receive a lot of grapes. We're very, very close. This is
weeks away from.
Is today the last day of August?
Yes. Yeah.
So today's the last day of August 2023, and Chris is going to be harvesting or receiving harvest. Him and Ben, of course, and some of his other esteemed colleagues, probably me as well, will be receiving grapes and getting ready to make wine. But in the meantime, that means I need someone to help me in my videos while he's good. You can hear him down there, can't you?
I can. Yeah, it's really loud.
Yeah, I mean we're right outside of the winery doors there, so we're gonna hear a little feedback. There's lots going on. There's an excitement in the air. Of course, Chris and I have started going to wine school at Syrah, and we've been picking grapes and learning how to identify grapes. That is a lot different than identifying wines, I can tell you that. My forte is tasting wines and finding which wine goes with which person. That's what I do. So this has been really exciting for me to understand the process from start to finish. But I'm not there yet. Chris is gonna get there.
Oh yeah.
He's gonna get there.
He is, absolutely.
But it's kind of funny to see a couple chefs banging around in a cellar where they don't belong.
And in a college. I think that's the funniest part. It could be a sitcom, honestly.
It should be.
Like two chefs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, two chefs go back to school 30 years later.
Yeah.
You know, this was the weird part. Chris's daughter, my goddaughter, she's in high school, but she's taking college courses. We see her on campus.
Hey, Dad!
And she's like, hey, it's old and ancient. She's not wrong. She's not wrong. But anyway, we're going to learn a little bit about wine making, hopefully help in the cellar for those who need any of our support along the way. But with that being said, let's get back to what Ed's fairly good at, and that's drinking and assessing and bringing you delicious wines that I believe are going to hit your sweet spot. So this is from, unfortunately, Chef isn't here because St. Come is like his favorite producer in Southern Rhone. So something tells me that now that bottle's open, he's gonna be like.
He's gonna start. He senses it.
Yeah. He's gonna come. He's gonna knock that door. Did you lock that door?
I did not lock the door, but I probably should have.
You probably should have.
He's gonna come sniffing here like a dog.
Of course, we do virtual tastings. We do the real live in-person tasting on Thursday nights here at 6 p.m. And this video is for those of you that can't be with us, and we want to be with you at home or on your boat or wherever it is you're watching, probably in your jet. Knowing our clientele, you're probably flying around in a helicopter or something watching this.
Probably.
Having actual people feed you. Like
a little dropper.
Yeah,
your wine.
Yeah. Because y'all got it like that. I know you do. But for those of you that are not with us here in person, you're watching this video, you're enjoying the show, and getting to catch up. We cover about 200 wines a year here in person. You'll cover 100 on the video, which is significant. We want you to understand the wines of the world, even though we make wines here in Yadkin Valley. We think it's important that you know all the wines of the world. And this is from that producer, St. Come, that Chris does love so much. He loves their Gigondas, their Chateauneuf de Pape, their Côte d'Arones. It goes on. And he hasn't had this one yet. So that makes it even worse that he hasn't had this one yet. Because he lives in their portfolio, I feel like he would fill a bathtub up with St. Come and soak it.
Oh, absolutely.
He loves this.
Côte d'Aron?
Yeah.
Côte d'Aron soak?
Yeah, Côte d'Aron is good for you, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And then you just stick a straw in there with you.
Well, this is called micro. I say it's cosme, C-O-S-M-E. A little play on words. Of course, C-O-S-M-E is how you say it, comb, But if you say the word microcosm, it looks just like this. And so there's a little word play there, if you will. And this is a really interesting one because it's two grapes that don't grow in the same region, and that is Sav-viognier and Viognier. There is some exception to that because we've had a few of those up in, of course, the Loire Valley, but I'm talking about in the Rhone, where St. Côme is where all of their properties are. They're in the southern part of Rhone. And so this would not be two typical varietals that you'd see together. And they believe they belong together, and I'm for it. Have you had a sip yet?
I have not tried it yet. But
Okay, well, let's get back. Becca is our white wine guru. Now, she cannot drink oak wine because she's allergic to oak.
Yep, unfortunately.
So she asked,
Just
hey, you got anything on oak that I could slide in on? I was like, come on, let's do it. Because I know, it's always nice to have a pretty girl on the screen rather than just me sitting here rambling about wine.
You always have a pretty girl on the screen.
He's not here now.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying.
Beautiful nose, chalky.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow.
Kind of like that, kind of underripe, tropical.
Tropical for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that palate.
Bright.
It's so bright.
And like energetic.
Yeah.
You know.
Mouth-watering, like.
Definitely mouth-watering.
Yeah, that's not what I was expecting.
And it's,
really
you know what?
I would love Viognier. I think,
Sure.
I mean,
It,
one of my favorite
it comes in so many different expressions, and of course we love that Pine Ridge Chenin Viognier. Chenin Viognier is a really common blend.
I like this though.
This-
It's not what I was expecting
to
at
me,
all, but it's.
I tell you what,
really
this is
good.
gonna sound really weird. It might be because I haven't eaten anything on it, but I almost feel like I'm getting like almost on the verge of tannins on it. It's so dry, and I mean that in a positive way. It's just like it's really grippy dry.
Yeah, I could see that kind of further back on the
Mhm.
tongues. Not as much on like the tip.
Of course, we don't
the
have
usual
tannins
but
in white wine, so just typically.
It's just that's how dry and
Yeah.
chalky
Mhm.
it kind of
Yeah.
comes across.
minerality,
Yeah.
almost. I don't know.
There's like a.
Kind of reminds me of being at the beach,
Yeah. Oh, hey.
you know. But you're
Order
gonna,
some of
which
that,
you
yeah, and
soon,
just a couple-
soon. She's
couple
already
weeks.
putting her wine orders for her beach trip.
I know, I'm gonna need
This-
a lot.
this- But I mean, think about that. Doesn't this kind of have that kind of salty, sandy
Mhm.
kind of thing going
Yeah,
on?
there's a touch of salinity in there.
Association of it. Tropical, floral, beautiful city. The acidity is intense, but it's rounded intensity. So it's not going to make you cry. Not going to make your eyes water up. Not going to make you pucker.
Yeah, no.
But it
it's
is
smooth.
it is definitely high acidity in a good way. Great food wine. Of course, that being said, you're not the chef, so you can't even tell me what we're going to have food paired with this. We can't even have that
I
discussion.
would drink this with cheese.
Yes, that's a great. I would too.
I would drink this with cheese.
There you go.
My recommendation.
That's right. Yes. Who needs
I said you-
Chef Chris
I
when
said
we
you,
have Becca's recommendation?
Yeah, I can tell you what I would drink this with.
Well, I can tell. Well, you know what? But you are a seasoned veteran, so I would take your recommendation very strongly because no one drinks more white wine than you.
That's true. That's true. I could definitely see this with like a. I don't know. I don't make gourmet stuff at home, so my parents are gonna be like, what an
Are you gonna
8-year-old
say?
would
Please
eat.
don't say Velveeta.
I was gonna say like a cheesy pasta.
Okay. Hey, that's cool.
I make like a chicken and rice. It's like a cheesy chicken and rice and thyme casserole
Rice.
thing.
I would love rice for this.
And well, it's like I don't know what all I put in. It's like cheese,
It's
thyme.
whatever you got in the fridge.
It's cheese, thyme, rice.
Mhm.
But I think that would be really nice.
I always find that herbs, like thyme, oregano, basil, those kind of things go really well with French wines anyway, particularly southern.
Yeah.
So I think I would feel very comfortable just agreeing with you that thyme would be a great pairing on this too, fresh or dried, I would say.
Yeah.
But you get the idea. This is a wine that is going to be aimed at things of cheesy nature.
Mhm.
green veggies, chicken, white fish,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
I would say shrimp. So
Shrimp or
these
scallops.
yeah, this is a very versatile wine, and like I said, with this acidity, you're gonna find it very, very pleasing with a meal. It is delicious on its own right. It could be considered a front porch sipper, but I still think it's too serious to waste.
Oceanfront sipper.
Right, yeah. But what would you? Okay, so now you're overlooking the waves. It's salty air.
Yeah.
You're having this. The sand's kind of kicking around because of the wind, and that's where I'm kind of getting that little, little. So I'm placing myself there.
I'll send you pictures of me
are you-
drinking it on the beach.
Are you gonna have? What is your little snacks
My
gonna be?
snacks? Oh, okay. Like I like bringing fruit to the beach.
Okay.
And but I could tie in the salinity with this with like a trail mix.
Sure.
So I have some
I tell you,
some,
some
like, salted
Granny
peanuts
Smith
or
apples
something.
might be good.
Well, that was my first thought. Was
Yeah.
like apple slices
Mhm.
or like green grapes.
Yeah.
Maybe celery.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would be great.
Yeah.
Maybe a little pimento cheese.
Of
Maybe.
course.
Yeah. Yeah.
Of course.
Anyway, you get the idea. There's a lot of things you can run with on this wine, and this is a big name. If you don't know St. Cone,
It's a huge name. We've had a lot of their stuff come through here.
oh yeah, we do a lot of their
Chef's
hiring stuff at the
table.
chef's table,
Mhm.
and they have collectible wines,
Big producer.
yeah, and quality, and it's something that label is like all the
That-
labels are very identifiable.
Yeah, I was gonna say just like the font and the border and everything. Not that they switched up the
Yeah, they give you a little
logo.
bit, yeah, but it's still
normally it's that little
but it's usually red ink.
red ink, and it's normally that little cherub.
And I think it's simply because it's a white wine they went with green.
Yeah. Was this the first white that we've had from this producer? I don't remember having.
I don't think we have. I think we've made.
Anyways,
I think we've
it's
just
all
done
been
reds.
reds.
Mhm. Yep.
Unless we've done like a Chardonnay, but I don't remember.
Mm-mm.
I think we've only ever done
No.
the reds.
No.
So it's fun to have.
We did their little press basket. I can't remember. It was like Little St. James or Little James basket press. That's what it was. Little James basket press. And I think this is kind of a spin-off of that. So yeah, beautiful wines, higher end wines than what you're paying for. Great value across the board for St. Thome, and they get serious press from the people in the know. So not just value, quality. Really the best of both worlds. I think that I think of them in Jeek-en-Dos. Those two, like, really recognizable, really consistent.
Yeah.
You can always just count on them delivering.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's a safe.
Would you like a refresh?
I would love a refresh.
We got a big night ahead, so we need to get our vitamins.
Yeah. You gotta hydrate a little
All right,
bit.
so you can. Do you want to go with this Fred? Do you want to just have a sip of mine?
I'll take a little sip of yours, yeah.
So the oak, originally I said, well, if you come to this video, you can just pretend to drink the oak because I don't want to get sick. But I think one tiny sip.
Well, I've been trying to,
You're like inoculating yourself with a tiny bit.
I'm trying to, start introducing a little bit
Mhm.
of oak,
Yeah.
like a vaccine.
Yeah, yeah.
You have to introduce
The
the
Lyme
virus
vaccine.
in order to like,
Yes.
prevent. So I'm trying to build up my immunity to by
Yes.
introducing just a touch of oak every so often.
Brilliant. Well, there's more than a touch here.
And I'm hoping that one day that works.
This has got Hungarian, American, and French oak,
Ooh.
and it's 15 months. So if you're like,
God.
even if you're just allergic to like a specific oak,
One oak, yeah.
they covered all the
knocked
oaks.
out,
Yeah,
knocked out.
So we're gonna move over from France back to our country. We're gonna head out west, and Eberle is certainly a wine that to most everyone that has crossed paths with Chef Chris has seen on his wine list. This is another one of his big wines. Yeah, I think it was the Wild Boar Red that he has at Trio, and of course he had it at Cross Creek. And yeah, he's always been a huge fan of Paso. And of course, Eberle was in Paso before it was Paso. They helped get that designation for the region to be an AVA. And not only that, they were one of the first wineries, if not the first winery, to bottle Syrah 100%. And that's what we have right here. Of course, I thought it would be kind of interesting to we go from France, that is known for blending, and of course in this general area, Syrah is a blender. Now we're going to go to the United States here, Paso, and get a 100%, reportedly 100% Syrah. Now I've seen some mixed reviews on that. I just don't know how accurate it is, but I have heard that they do some co-ferment with Viognier, but I can't honestly say if that's factual or not. It would not surprise me because in the northern Rhone of France, that's pretty common. And I don't know that they're necessarily doing a French version here because this doesn't taste very French to me. It tastes 100% American. Now, like I alluded to, this does have a lot of oak influence, and this is a bomb of a wine. I'm telling you what, if you're not drinking Eberle wines anyway, shame on you. But if you need to get started somewhere, start with what they are really known for, that they kind of put their flag in the sand, so to speak, and made a name for themselves. This is absolutely stunning. I know it inside and out, but I want that nose is massive.
Ooh.
Yeah. The oak influence is significant, but I want to be clear about this. You can still taste the varietal, and that's where I always kind of where I bump heads with these finer California wines. When I say finer, I mean more sought after, more expensive, harder to get. They tend to, a lot of times for me, they're just overly oaked, and I can't enjoy the wine as much because the oak is overpowering the grape. And I've always found Eberle wines to be using the perfect amount of restraint to frame their wines with oak, but not define their wines with oak. And that's just from a professional chef's perspective. I want you to taste the things I prepare. And if Chef Chris were here, I'd be saying it about him. If Becca was making me dinner, I would not want to affect it with the wine are you still sniffing that?
Yeah, it's so big. There's like spice and like something vegetal in there and like.
Yeah. I kind of got like a little sun-dried tomato kind of thing on the nose.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, just like a really dry.
But there's like.
A lot of fruit.
There's a lot of fruit,
vanilla.
a lot of spice.
Yeah. Now don't get sick. The inoculation there. Toasty too, very toasty. The barrels had a nice toast on. Of course, Syrah gives you a lot of that. Oftentimes, like a smoky, roasty type profile on the nose, and this is certainly all over this. Plenty of alcohol in here. I think it reads 14.8, but could be more.
That's delightful. Definitely get some of that vanilla finish.
I want to say too, there's a lot of acidity here in a very positive way. My mouth is leaking, gushing, and it really does. It makes me want to pick her right back up.
Yeah.
It's just like my arms just like.
Yeah, these are the moments.
That Darth Vader thing.
Yeah, these are the moments that are really hard for me.
Well, I figure if you hang out with me long enough, we'll have enough inoculations that you'll get over this.
Well, we've already been trying for 7 years, so we're getting closer.
Well, I think not knowing what your allergy was the problem.
Yeah,
because we just thought it was red.
Yeah, which most reds are oaked, and now it's
Right.
Now I kind of know that like neutral oak doesn't really affect me.
Right.
As long as it's a genuine neutral oak, and I know that
Sure.
Like we're testing the waters. We're
Mhm.
dipping my little toes in.
Well, we're gonna get it right. But so this is a stunning wine. It drinks well above its price point. This is the type of wine that Chef Chris and I would have the chef's table. Would also, I think it's worthy of laying down. The acidity here will give it a long life. The fruit is still very intense at 2 years, and I believe the tannins are just so that there will be a long life on this. Not that you need to. I mean, its strength is so great. Like, you know, one of the things that I must say about this wine, that the color is vibrant. It's just really refracting light, and that tells me that it's gonna hang on for a while. The reason I'm saying that is because I just got out of a tasting with a bunch of aged wines, and seeing how different wines age and how they do or do not hold their color, it's not necessarily a sign of quality, but it can be. And generally speaking, those wines that can kind of hold their color longer tend to, taste better longer. So I feel like eberle is one of those type of wines. And of course, being kind of like the godfather of paso, which of course is year in, year out, the fastest growing region in California. It really is, I can't say enough how proud I am of a place like this that just sticks to their guns. They do their thing. They're not chasing anyone else. They're setting standards in an area that was really undefined before they became doing what they do, and we are all appreciative for it. So we have a Southern Rhone Big Dog St. Combe, and we have eberle the Paso Big Dog. Two big dogs for you today, and I hope that they both bring you a lot of joy, a lot of,
Oh, they will.
yeah.
There's no way that they won't.
No matter what the food is that Chef Chris slides in your packet tonight, I hope it's enjoyable. I tell you right now, this would be great with just about all the things you can think of. Obviously, a big juicy steak, lamb really comes to mind on
It
this
would be really
one.
good with like a pork chop or like
Yeah.
a
Mhm.
pork tenderloin too.
Definitely, yep. There's no doubt about that.
Or
I
some,
would,
like stew.
yeah, definitely stew, yep.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, it's still warm. The hurricane just blew through, made it drier, but it's
Yeah.
still warm.
Yeah.
Yeah, the humidity's at least cutting
God,
in.
it felt so cool today. I walked outside.
Mm.
Ended up surfing today, and I walked outside to take a table, and
Yeah.
I was like,
It's because it's dry.
"Whoa!"
Yeah, it's not necessarily cool, but
There's
that's
a nice
where
breeze in the air
humidity. Yeah, and there's a breeze.
now. So
and no
it'd be
humidity.
nice to like break out a red with
Mhm.
the weather being what it is right now, and I know some of them
Mhm.
live up on the mountain and like
Oh,
up
that's
that
true.
way, so
Yeah.
it's gonna be about
Had
8 degrees cooler.
Had a couple people come in from Laurel Ford today.
We did, yeah. Well, and I will say I was in Virginia yesterday,
Mhm.
and I was driving through, and it was like 70 degrees.
Yeah.
Like a beautiful 70 degrees as I was driving through, because my AC likes to be a little testy and work
Oh.
sometimes, and it works half the time.
Yeah.
And so whenever it stops working, I'll roll down my windows and just expect that like hot air to blow in. And I
Mhm.
rolled down my windows, and I was up in Virginia, I was in like Hillsville, and rolled down the windows, and just nice, cool, crisp air came in, and I was like,
They got it
You know.
figured out up there.
yeah.
Yeah.
If only you could find wines like this up there, though.
That's that.
I'm
see,
allowed to say it. I'm allowed
there's
to say it. I'm
there's-
allowed.
That's the catch. Well, you can always drive down and see us anytime you want,
Absolutely.
and we love to see you often. And I want to thank you for
Absolutely.
hanging out with
I
me.
gotta dip. I gotta go
Oh,
pick up
you're dipping?
my nephew.
Oh,
Yeah, it's that
oh
time.
gosh, what time? Okay,
At
yeah, we gotta roll.
5:26, I have
That means
4
I
minutes
gotta-
to get there.
That's what that means. I gotta go too because I got a bunch
Wish
of people
me
coming.
luck.
Good luck. Be
Thanks.
safe.
Will do.
And we will, of course, be doing this every Thursday in person. And, even though Chef Chris and I are in school, it will not affect our Thursday night tasting. And that's, when we signed up for our classes, we made sure that we would not be affected of our obligations. Of course, Chef's Tables continue to blossom. We have 2 more big ones this weekend. As we did last weekend, if you haven't done the Chef's Table, it's a great time to think about it. 5 courses plus, and then wines with every course from all around the world. We've had some beauties, and I've been able to taste through. Monday I spent some great time with Carrie at Winebow. Picked up some beautiful wines, even some fortified stuff. Absolutely stunning stuff. Really excited about the Italian portfolio that I got to taste through. And of course, Andy, we had that big dinner with Elephant's Corner. The cargo is very, very close. The hurricane might delay it a little bit. It was supposed to land Tuesday. We'll see if the hurricane affects that or not. I guess it really depends on which direction it turns and how vigorous it is when it turns. But our slow boat with all of our wine from the wine dinner is floating our direction. So it could be somewhere between Tuesday and Friday. We'll get all that. So those of you that didn't get any wine from the wine dinner of Chamonix, which was absolutely wonderful event. If you didn't, it's still not too late because the cargo is not here. But once it hits, everybody's gonna be clamoring for it, and the allocations will go quickly. So if there's anybody out there that didn't get a taste of it, you can certainly call me at the winery, and I can still reserve you some before it gets here. Because what he'll do is he'll divvy out everybody's order, and then after that it'll be free game for whatever's left. And remember, those are all boutique wineries. They do not produce a lot of wine, and we don't see deliveries from them very often. But that's part of the fun of wine. It's the hunting, it's the finding the things that other people don't have and enjoying them and sharing with your friends and family. I always appreciate you sharing your personal time to listen to me talk about wine, and Becca, and of course Chef Chris, who is in his galoshes spraying down equipment downstairs. So cheers to Chef, cheers to you for joining me. Oh, be good out there, or at least be good at it.